Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Homestead Miami Speedway in the Wild West Gen 4 Series. Apologize, we have had a multitude of technical difficulties so far today, but we are here live and ready to go. Hunter Sr. just took the lead from Jacob Shoffett, who has led the majority of the race so far. We are on lap 26 of 80. Is Hunter Sr. up front? Jacob Shoffett in second, Trey Smith third, Tanner Ensign fourth, Michael Lovelace in that fifth position. Sixth place is Scott Rush. Then we got a few AI drivers. Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Bobby. Got a Matt Kenseth in here as well. Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman. That is Carl Naughton Jr., Greg Biffle, Ricky Craven, Kevin Harvick. Then you have Mike Presley, Tanner Ensign Motorsports driver. Then you got Brighton Coleman, Gene Watson Skin driver in the pits right now is AI driver Christian Fittipaldi. Then James Napier and Pat Wilkinson both are out of the event. That's your rundown so far, and let's pick up the action. There it is, Hunter Sr. up front in the lead. He's got about 1.2 seconds on second place, Jacob Shoffett. Jacob Shoffett had a good short run speed, but now starting to lose a little bit of ground. Trey Smith in that number one is coming up behind him rapidly. See Shoffett running about the middle of the track. Trey Smith a lane up as we are working lap number 29 now. A little bit about this track. This is Homestead Miami Speedway. Throw some racing up on the screen real quick. We do have one fast repair for these drivers. We have one fast repair. Race info isn't working, but this is Homestead Miami Speedway, a 1.5 mile track. You see track map up in the far right of your screen. Jacob Shoffett up in the wall a little bit. Trey Smith now working that bottom lane. The question is, can that number one get to the back bumper of the 0-0? Not far behind them, here comes Ensign and Lovelace. These four drivers are all starting to run a little bit closer together. You see Ensign coming up on Trey Smith. Michael Lovelace running that outside lane behind him. That 68 has been really fast the past couple of weeks. He is in fifth, looking to improve his position by a few more. If you look at your track map, first place is running away. Then he got lap car. That is Gene Watkins up there that Jacob Shoffett is coming up on. Watkins will go to the bottom. Shoffett will take the high lane. He has about a 8/10 of a second gap between himself and Trey Smith. Then from Trey Smith, you have another 7/10 of a second back to Tanner Ensign. Here's Michael Lovelace to the inside through 3 and 4. Outside lane, get a half the momentum as they go around. Gene Watkins lap car back into 1 and 2. What we gonna have? Ensign goes up high. Lovelace in his tire tracks now. Lovelace pokes low, trying to get a little bit of fresh air on that nose of that 68 car. He's not going to have the run, or is he, down the backstretch and into 3 and 4? Again, Ensign goes up to the wall. Now moves down about a half lane, back up to the wall. Lovelace moves down to that seam in the middle of the track, trying to get a good turn off the corner. He's almost got a nose to the inside of Ensign. Ensign a little bit loose down the front stretch, And here's Lovelace, a little bit of a love tap as they head into 1 and 2. Tanner Ensign still up on the outside lane as we have more drivers pitting. Earnhardt Sr., Matt Kenseth, both pitted as Lovelace now dives to the inside of the 44. Michael Lovelace in the 68 dives it down hard, running that white line. Ensign running the outside seam, but give that spot to Lovelace as Ensign going to use the crossover. Lovelace now has to worry about that one car right in front of him. Both cars back the wall. Trey Smith low on the track. Lovelace going to get around him, but that gives Ensign the run. Ensign not going to be able to do anything with it. Michael Lovelace will come away with that fourth position. Yeah, he's in the third position now. Trey Smith, not sure what happened there, but he will fall back to the fifth position, back up to speed for the most part. Shoffat all by himself up here in second. He's got 4 seconds, and now coming into the pits. Double zero down into the pits. Second place, Trey Smith, Scott Rush as well. Looks like clean entries for all of those drivers, and that will move that 68 of Michael Loveless up to second. He's got 5.1 seconds to make up between himself and Hunter Sr.
111 pitting in.
As you see here, Gene Watkins again also planning on coming into the pits. Here's Mike Presley. Also, looks like a clean entry for that 000 machine as well. Of the drivers who have pitted so far, that number 3, Dale Earnhardt Sr. computer driver is the leading one of those drivers. We'll have to wait to see how this will cycle out. They already will be around Presley, and now will make their way around Trey Smith, who is coming back onto the track now, as well as Scott Rush. Jacob Shoffat comes out in front of that Dale Earnhardt Sr. machine. So that 000 will resume the lead of those drivers who have pitted. Now we just got to wait and see when Hunter Sr. will come in. That 20 Home Depot Gen 4 car is running the white line in turns 1 and 2. Working down the backstretch around Mike Presley, who has damage on that right front. Not sure when that happened. Most likely earlier in the race. Hunter Sr. all by himself running away with this race. Second place, Michael Loveless still out on the track. Third place, Tanner Enzine coming into the pits. Clean entry for that 44 WIO Custom Outlaw machine. And he will surrender the third position to Dale Jarrett. Still out on the track. Ryan Newman also will stay out on the track, as well as Carl Naughton Jr., Greg Biffle, Brian Coleman, Ricky Craven. Looks like Coleman a little bit slow on the bottom. Not sure what that's about. That 40 car running the bottom lane, trying to get around that Ricky Craven machine. Battling side by side down the backstretch. Here at the 40, he's going to take that spot away. That is the 7th position. Diving down into 3 and 4. Tanner Enzine back on the track now, using that access road to get back out on the track. Jacob Shoffat still in the lead of those drivers who have pitted hits. He's going to have a 6.3 second gap on Dale Earnhardt Sr. The question is, has he been saving enough tires to stay faster than Enzine, as we have more drivers coming to the pits? Michael Loveless now. And that sharp-looking 68 will be on pit road. Hunter Sr. will still be your race leader, still running away with it as well. Last lap was a 33.5 second lap. Dale Jarrett running a 34.8. Michael Loveless on pit road, like we said. Jacob Shoffat back here running 32.9s up here against the outside wall. He will be in 10th place. Michael Loveless exiting his pit stall now. Here's Shoffat down the front stretch. He will take that position away from Loveless, who is now going to be able to accelerate off of the access road. I got to be careful. That access road is very narrow, very flat, very easy to spin that car on if you try to get on the gas too aggressively. As you see Michael Loveless doing a perfect exit. Shoffat will take that 9th position as Hunter Sr. coming on to pit road. Perfect entry for that number 20. Michael Loveless will maintain that second position of those who have pitted. He has a 5.3 second gap between himself and the driver in front of him, Jacob Shoffat. Make that 5.5 as he is still trying to get up to speed. He's got Dale Earnhardt Sr. coming up behind him, but looks like Loveless is going to get back up to speed and start reeling in that 0.0. 5.6 seconds and closing. Hunter Sr. on pit road. He did win the pole as you see him in that first pit stall. Here's Jacob Shoffat out of 3 and 4. This is the ultimate test. Hunter Sr. on the access road in the middle of 1 and 2. Here's Shoffat coming down the outside of 1 and 2. Side by side, this is for the race lead, and Shoffat will get it. but not by much. Hunter Sr. now has to get through the gears as quickly and as cleanly as possible. The gap is 1 second, 1.2 seconds, and now it's starting to close. Hunter Sr. back up the speed, chop it up to the outside lane, and Hunter Sr. well within striking distance of taking that race lead back. We are halfway through this event, lap 43 of 80. Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Carl Dalton Jr., Kevin Harvick, all 6 of those drivers, Ricky Craven as well. That's 6 drivers have not pitted yet. Bryton Coleman on pit road and dropping position. Jacob Shoffitt, the leader of those drivers who have pitted. That gap is now 1.6 seconds. Hunter Sr. running that bottom lane, trying to save every ounce of right side tires he can. These Gen Fords really hard to overdrive that car, really hard to wear those right side tires out. Hunter Sr. doing everything in his power to have a little bit more at the end as he now starts to reel in Jacob Shoffitt, who has been running that car extremely hard ever since he came off pit road. As they work their way around Bryton Coleman. Michael Loveless will take over the 3rd position of those drivers who have pitted. Tanner Ensign in 4th. Dale Earnhardt is in 5th. Trey Smith is in that 6th position ahead of Ricky Bobby, Matt Kenseth, and Scott Rush. But we're still waiting on these drivers to come into pit road. Your leader is that 88 UPS machine of Dale Jarrett. Sharp looking thing right there. As he works his way around once again. Jacob Shoffitt with 10 laps on his tires. Hunter Sr. only with 3. Hunter Sr. definitely the faster of those 2. Let's close the gap down to 0.3 of a second. Shoffitt still running up against the wall. Hunter Sr. still running the line as they're going side by side. Let's see if we can ride along with Jacob Shoffitt. Go. Hunter Sr. trying to get to the inside. It's not going to happen this corner. We look off the gearbox. Looking back on the 20. And here comes that 20. Around the 00. He's going to move up. And Hunter Sr. will take the race lead as they approach lap traffic. Oh, 2 of those drivers coming into the pits. No warning whatsoever. That's going to put Hunter Sr. in the race lead. Now trying to get around Mike Presley. Here's Jacob Shoffitt shoving it to the outside lane. A little bit held up by that 0 car, though. Hunter Sr. working that bottom lane. Going to start to pull away on that 00 with Jacob Shoffitt. Shoffitt up 9 positions since the start of the race. He's got a fast 00 machine right now as they work around Greg Biffle in the 16. Oh, in the wall a little bit. And we got a battle for the 3rd position. Michael Loveless, Tanner Ensign. Loveless had it. Ensign passed him. Not sure if Loveless wore his equipment out too soon or if Tanner Ensign is just running a little bit hard right now. Dive down to the bottom. Nothing's going to come of it. As Tanner Ensign will pull away for that 3rd position. Michael Loveless trying to work back, but there is nothing there on the bottom. Hunter Sr. pulling away from Jacob Shoffitt, who has to worry about Greg Biffle with those fresh tires right now. Greg Biffle is a lap down. The first of those lap down is Biffle, Presley, Craven, and Harvick are all right behind on fresh tires. Greg Biffle poking to the outside. Biffle looks to the inside. Shoffitt blocks again. This is not a real driver. Whoa, sideways. What a save by the 00. Jacob Shoffett down to the apron. Somehow holds on to it. He's going to lose a lot of time to Hunter Sr., but he will hold on to that 00 machine. Those tires are overheated for sure by now, as we still have 30 laps to go. Make that, I guess we'll probably say about 28. As more drivers trying to get around him. A little bit of a crossover action there. Great viewpoints here. The Wild West Racing Series. Jacob Shoffett up here in the second position working with lap traffic. Now down, that gap between himself and Hunter Sr. is down to 4.5 seconds, starting to lose a lot of time to both the drivers in front of him and behind him. Let's see what Tanner Ensign's doing back here in that number 44. We'll ride along with him for a few laps. Not a whole lot going on in this Gen 4 machine. Tanner Ensign. Great viewpoint here, though. The special helmet cam presented by WYO Outlaw Custom Designs. Tanner Ensign starting to reel in Jacob Shoffett. That gap between himself and Shoffett is 6.7 seconds. He's trying his hardest. He's catching the 00. He's not catching the 20. I don't think he's going to be able to catch the 20. Hunter Sr. just too fast today. A Shoffett coming into pit road. Either damage or tire down. Not sure what's going on with the 00, but he will pit again. Off cycle. This is going to be disastrous for that 00 car. That's going to leave Tanner Ensign up the second. Loveless third. Trey Smith up the fourth, and he's closing on that 68 of Michael Loveless. Trey Smith with very sharp looking Redline radio. If you haven't yet, be sure you go on Spotify, check out Redline Radio. Podcasts are released weekly, very fun to listen to. Trey Smith in that number 1 car, trying to get back in the top 3, get another podium. As Tanner Ensign coming into the pits. This is interesting. We are on lap 56 of 80. These drivers appear to be trying to do a 3-stop cycle. That's going to leave Hunter Sr. in the race lead. Michael Loveless in second. Trey Smith in third. Scott Rush, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Your top 5. So far, 2 drivers have pitted. Jacob Shoffett and Tanner Ensign. We've got, say, about 22, 23 laps to go. So it's going to be interesting to see how this 20 car will play this strategy as he almost gets into the back of Ryan Newman. The Hunter Sr. has a good lead. He is about 17 seconds behind or ahead of Michael Loveless, who is now under attack from Trey Smith. Every lap that goes by, Trey Smith comes in a little bit closer. We'll ride along with Michael Loveless for a few laps. As you see Trey Smith up here on the outside lane, coming down the backstretch. Here comes the one. He's going to dive down to the inside lane. What a pass by that number 1. Not quite able to slide up the track, but the 68 is going to let him by. That's going to be a clean pass for the one of Trey Smith for the second position on lap 59. Trey Smith now back to the outside lane. Loveless now diving it in hard. They're side by side. Nobody giving any room. Here's Trey Smith, another good run on that outside lane. He's going to maintain the race lead as they head back down into 3 and 4. Trey Smith down to the bottom. Loveless follows Smith, moves up the track a little bit. Able to run the bottom still, though. As Matt Kenseth and Ricky Bobby both coming into pit road. Oh, you hear Loveless. Completely silent. Loveless, you can hear the way these drivers trying to save fuel, trying to save tires, shutting the car completely off, going into the corners. Very fun strategy. Have done this myself. And you can see, watch the RPM gauge as he heads down the backstretch. On 8,000, 9,000 RPMs going into 1 and 2. Turns the engine completely off. Lets it coast up to about the center of the corner. Turns it back on. Gets back on the gas. And drives off like nothing happened. This is something that's really fun to do in those Gen 4s. Current Cup cars can't really do that because of the battery. Battery's a little bit different, but you see Trey Smith a little bit slow on the bottom there. That was the battle for the second position. Trey Smith got it, and is pulling away slightly. See if we can check up on Hunter Sr. As Hunter Sr. coming to pit road a little bit earlier than last cycle. That 20 car diving down.
111 fitting in.
Receiver Jacob Shoffett will come out this time. Hunter Sr. had a much bigger gap on the 00 than he did last pit cycle. I don't think Jacob is going to be able to make that pass, but we'll have to wait and see. Jacob Shoffett in the middle of 3 and 4, now coming down the backstretch. Hunter Sr. now coming off pit road. He should be able to keep the spot. Shoffett only just now past the start-finish line. Trey Smith coming into pit road. Hunter Sr. now up to speed on the backstretch. He's got the spot. Jacob Shoffett still back in 10th. Hunter Sr. will maintain the race lead as Trey Smith and Scott Rush both coming to pit road for the second and hopefully last stop of the race. Scott Rush pulling into his pit stall. Trey Smith, right side tires going up. Already passed by Hunter Sr., who is pulling away in dominating fashion. He's about 4.2 seconds ahead of Jacob Shoffett, and that gap is growing. Shoffett did try the under pit, but it did not work. Michael Loveless will take over the race lead. We'll have to wait to see how long he can go. We've got 15 laps to go at the line. And I am not sure what the fuel window is for these drivers. As Loveless continuing to work the bottom, you can still hear the engine being shut off going into the corner. So that 68 doing everything he can to save a little bit more fuel than everybody else. Engine all the way off into the corners, back on in the middle. He's about 16 seconds ahead of Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. running that car extremely hard right now, trying to catch back up to Michael Loveless as Dale Earnhardt Sr. comes to pit road. Pass on it. That's going to leave Dale Jarrett and Michael Loveless, two drivers who have not pitted. Hunter Sr. now only 14.8 seconds and closing. With about 13 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. If you're just now tuning in, this is Fearless Broadcasting. Fearless himself up here in the booth. Thank you for tuning in. This is also the Wild West Racing Series, the WIO Outlaw Design Gen 4 Series. We're here at Homestead Miami Speedway for an exciting event. A very points can make it to the end of the race. He is losing a lot of time. Gap is now only 12 seconds. Thank you for tuning in. This is Gen 4 Series. Like I said, we are in 13 of 17. Next race will be next Tuesday at Michigan. We will have a day race there. Then we will go to the 08 Atlanta, January 6th. Echo Park Atlanta, January 13th. And January 20th. The season finale will be held at Bristol Motor Speedway. Currently, Hunter Sr. is dominating the season in the points. There is no playoff format. This is 2003 for the most part. Hunter Sr. is your points leader. He is about 206 points ahead of Trey Smith. Those two drivers have both had 12 starts this season. Hunter Sr., the dominating driver with 6 victories. Trey Smith with 0. Wright Coleman is in third in the point standings. Tanner Ensign fourth. Fifth is Dakota Henderson, and sixth is Scott Rush. Jacob Shoffett has only had 7 starts this season, but 2 of those were victories. So we can only imagine what points would be like if he had been able to start every race, but we all understand life happens. As Hunter Sr. has now closed within 6.8 seconds of Michael Loveless. With under 10 laps to go, Hunter Sr., the dominating driver this season in Gen 4, we still got 5 races to go. But Trey Smith is going to have his work cut out for him. Hunter Sr. probably going to secure the championship in the next one. As he has closed within 5.1 seconds now of race leader Michael Loveless, still trying to save fuel. We're not sure if this 68 can make it to the end. We've got 7 laps to find out, though. He is now letting Trey Smith by. That is for Smith to get back on the lead lap. He is back in the 11th position. He's got 2 AI drivers to get around before he can catch Tanner Ensign. Jacob Shoffett is back here in the 4th position going around Dale Jarrett. That will make him in 3rd. But he is 8 seconds behind Hunter Sr., 12 seconds behind Michael Loveless. Loveless now has to hold on. He's got a 3-second gap between himself and Hunter Sr. Can he hold on for only 6 more laps? The gap is rapidly closing. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on. But the question is, can he hold on for that 2nd position? The 68 of Michael Loveless has been fast all season long. Every series he has participated in. We're going to need Michael Loveless now going to let Scott Rush by. And there's the pass for the lead. Hunter Sr. catches and goes around Michael Loveless on the outside lane. We only have 4 laps to go. Hunter Sr. will take over the race lead. Michael Loveless is going to be in 2nd. He's got... how much? He's got 9.8 seconds between himself and Jacob Shoffett. So he should be able to hold on to this 2nd position if he can make it to the end on fuel. We'll have to wait and see. As we only have about 4 to 5 laps to go. Hunter Sr. running away with it once again, looking for his 7th win of the Gen 4. Jacob Shoffett, that gap between himself and Loveless is 9.1 seconds now. Tanner Ensign has a few AI drivers to get through before he can get to the top 5. Don't think he's going to be able to get there, though. Trey Smith also still in that 11th position. He's got 5 seconds to make up before he can pass these drivers. So, green flag pit stops were not too kind for the Ensign Motorsports camp this last round. Fearless Motorsports in 2nd and 3rd with a little bit of pit strategy. Hunter Sr. dominating driver this season, is running away with it once again. As Shoffat now closes within 8 seconds of Michael Loveless. Trying to get to that second position. That is the second that lap. I don't think the difference in speed is going to be enough. We only have 2 or 3 laps to go. Can't tell for sure. Hunter Sr. in that number 20 car won the pole. Had a fast machine all day long, the fastest lap, and he is running away with it once again. The number 20 Home Depot machine looking sharp. He's had a dominating season this season. Harper coming into the pits. Fastest spot for Trey Smith. Interesting move by that driver. I'm sure that number 1, Trey Smith, is happy about the top. So come around, it is the white flag. Hunter Sr. coming through turns 1 and 2 and onto the backstretch. That number 20 looking for win number 7. Already had a 206-point gap. Second place coming into this race. And after this race, it's only going to grow as Trey Smith did not have the best race. Hunter Sr. coming through turns 3 and 4 and onto the front stretch. Final time, checkered flag. It's Hunter Sr. Win number 7 in a historic season for that number 20. Michael Loveless going to nurse it home somehow into second position. Great strategy play by that number 68. Run up 8 positions to the start of the race. Michael Loveless up 7. Top 3, 4th will be Dale Jarrett. 5th, Ryan Newman. 6th, Hal Naughton Jr. 7th, Greg Biffle. 8th, Tanner Enzyme. Rick Train. Hey, Jacob, this is Fearless in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Well, you had a fast car today, just not quite enough for that 20 of Hunter Sr. First pit stop round, you were able to take the lead for a short time, but just too fast for you in the second round. Anything you could have done different? And you got any remarks about your race?
Man, I don't know what I could have done different. I didn't have anything for Hunter. I mean, on the short run I might have, but long run I didn't. That first run felt great on the long run. And then that second run, it just started getting loose. It stayed loose the rest of the night, and I just couldn't do anything.
We definitely saw you a little bit sideways multiple times. Looking up to the next couple weeks, it's going to be a fun race at Michigan next week. You think you can possibly take the fight to that number 20, or it's going to be just going to have to wait?
If I can't do it on speed, I can definitely do it on fuel. That's for sure.
Well, kind of surprised you weren't the one making it to the end there, but it was a great race overall. Can't wait to see you next week, and congratulations on 3rd place.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Double zero, Jacob Shoffat. Let's pull in Michael Loveless real quick. Hey, Michael, Fearless in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, you kind of stole Jacob Shoffat's nickname away from him this run. Made it without pitting a second time. How'd you do it, and how'd your car feel today?
Car felt good. It was a little loose, especially with cold tires. But no, I came out of that second one, and I saw I was only about 7 laps short, and I was able to start saving right immediately. And I thought I was going to be able to save enough early on to get back on it, but at that point, I laid my bed and I had to lay in it, and so I stuck it out to the end and just kept saving. Didn't have enough to keep it away from Hunter, and Hunter was able to take that.
I was very entertaining riding along with you while you were trying to save fuel, turning the engine off in the corners and all that. Is there anything you could have done different this race to possibly gain 7 seconds on Hunter Senior?
Uh, I usually don't go for that fuel strategy. That's not my wheelhouse. But I figured I'd give it a go. Hunter's a good racer, and so I figured why not try something a little different. You know, change isn't always better, but better always requires change. So I had to try something.
Well, there you go. Michael Loveless coming home in the second position. You looking forward to Michigan next week?
Always.
Always. Well, can't wait to see you then. Congratulations and good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
And last but not least, let's pull in Hunter Senior. Hey, Hunter, Fearless in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on your victory, number 7 of the season, in a very dominating performance so far here in the Wild West Racing League. How did your car feel today? And just talk us through your race.
Definitely one of my better cars. Was definitely happy with it. That last, I think it was, the last 20 laps, I was kind of sweating there, seeing Loveless. He was like 12 seconds ahead of me. I was like, there's no way he saved enough fuel. And I've lost a good amount of races on these fuel mileage races. If I had $1 for every single time I lost a race on fuel mileage, I'd be rich. So, or I wouldn't be doing this. But it was a great night. Couldn't ask for a better car, and it was a fun race. Especially racing with Trey and Tanner, and whenever me, Jacob, and I think it was me, Jacob, Tanner, and Michael were all sitting there racing. That was really fun, and I think Jacob said he was holding his breath the whole time there. So it was definitely a lot of fun. Hopefully you got a lot of good moments up there and had a lot of fun watching us tonight.
It's always fun to watch y'all down there in these cars. You looking forward to next week in Michigan? You think it's going to be another tie battle?
Yeah. Especially when we went to Auto Club. Tanner was fast. Loveless was fast. Shoffett was fast. Trey was fast. We had a pretty good race last time Auto Club, and with every single week, these guys they're getting extremely close, and it's one of these times they're gonna come up there and get me, and I'm waiting for it, and I know it's coming, and I'm prepared for it. And I thought it was gonna be tonight, and I was like, if I finish second, it is what it is. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to race with, and I enjoy every single one of these guys. So I have no doubt next week's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, it's always fun to watch y'all here in the Gen 4 Racing Series. Congratulations on your victory here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and can't wait to see you next week.
Sir, hey, thanks for the broadcast, man. And no, it was last second. Thank you so much. I'm gonna enjoy going back and watching it.
Kind of wish I'd been able to catch the early part of the race because I feel like that was one of the more exciting parts. But glad we were here for that.
Hey, I mean, anything's better than nothing.
Amen to that.
I'll see you later, man. You have a good one.
Well, Hunter Senior, your victory here at Homestead Miami in the WYO Outlaw Gen 4 Racing Series. Thank you for tuning in here on Fearless Broadcasting. Be sure to tune in next week. We're going to have a week off, so we won't have a broadcast tomorrow or on Sunday night. But be sure to tune in next Tuesday night. We will be back here with the WYO Outlaw Custom Design Racing Series. And we're going to be at Michigan Speedway. Going to be another exciting battle. And can't wait to see you then.